Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and give this video a like up. Who is Dex Heller on General Hospital and what's in his backstory to explain his strange behavior recently? Check out the latest in our video update about this mystery man in Port Charles. This is the transcript of our GH video about Dex and his strange ties to Michael and Sonny both. Check out all our soap spoilers and updates by subscribing to our YouTube channel. Hey there ABC soap opera fans, this is Jay Official on YouTube. And we want to talk today real quick about who is Dex Heller because he is moving more and more into front burner storylines. But there is still so much mystery around his backstory that it has created a lot of questions about exactly who he is and what his ultimate agenda is. Because right now, it seems like he is acting on someone else's behalf. But could there be more motivation for what he's doing than we have seen exposed so far on GH? So we're gonna dig in and we're gonna talk about that real quick. Now let's dig into who is Dex Heller. We first met Dex on May 5th, 2022. He's played by Evan Hofer and he's definitely a hottie. And now that he's got a lover on the show, we're getting to see that physique on display pretty often on General Hospital. So he is almost at a year. He's gonna hit a year on the soap during May sweeps. But still, we're waiting on a lot of information. It has come out little by little in dribs and drabs, but with no specific info. We're hoping to hear about whether he has a backstory that ties to existing characters already on the canvas. You know, is he related to someone in Port Charles, or is he just this independent agent who's carrying things out? So one of the first things we learned about him is that he is an Army veteran, and he had several close calls when he was in the military. And then we find out later that, well, Brick, played by Stephen A. Smith, was poking around into his backstory. He found he had a dishonorable discharge for assaulting an officer. And at a glance, of course, that sounds really bad. But in fact, when it came out, he admitted to Sonny Corinthos that his CO was abusive, not only to the soldiers in the program, but he was abusive to his own family. And so he assaulted him basically as punishment for his behavior. So, his mob boss totally gets that because he grew up as an abused kid, as we're told on General Hospital. The other thing that we know for certain about Dex's background, in addition to him being discharged and him being a veteran, is that he had two older brothers that relentlessly tormented him when he was young. He was hospitalized 5 times for things they did to him. But his parents brushed it off with the, "oh, boys will be boys" attitude. Sure, boys will be boys. But when boys assault other boys and they're hospitalized 5 times, doesn't it seem like as a parent you need to step in? And so Dex has this really toxic family and he enlisted in the military to get away from them. This is something else he has in common with Sonny. If you remember Corinthos' backstory back in Bensonhurst, New York, he had a very abusive stepdad growing up. And Sonny is still scarred and tormented by that. So he's a veteran. He also was an MMA fighter. And then after he got out of the military, he turned mercenary. So when he first came to town, he had scored a gig managing Volanino's gym, which Chet Driscoll, played by Chris Van Etten, had managed it. And he is a fellow military veteran. You may remember that Chris Van Etten is a real-life war veteran who is a double amputee, and they addressed that and his amputee status as a character for a while on General Hospital. He was the brother of Amy Driscoll, who's a nurse at GH. So we found out that he got the gym gig, and then he worked his way into getting a position working for the mobster. And the whole reason that it looks like he's wormed his way closer to Sonny is because of Michael Corinthos. Because Michael hired him to target his dad. Michael wants to punish him. He wants to take everything from his adoptive father. It sounds like he almost wants him in prison as well, because of Sonny choosing Nina Reeves over Carly Corinthos and the breakup of the marriage. So it's all just very messy. And you know, we have to question if there is more to Dex's backstory than just him being a veteran and a former fighter. And now he is on Michael's payroll. Is there some kind of tie? A lot of people wonder if there is a tie between Dex and his mob mentor that has nothing to do with Michael. So the other thing that has gone on about Dex and in terms of who his Dex is, he was at one time suspected to be the hook killer. Do you remember that? Dex Heller saved 2 of the first 3 victims of the hook killer. The first victim was Ava Jerome, who was attacked at the Quartermain picnic. And then Diane Miller was attacked at Brando's garage at the time on General Hospital. Dex was at the picnic, and Josslyn Jax found Ava. And Dex knew field medic skills from the Army. So, Dex Heller was able to stop the bleeding while emergency workers were on the way. That was before using a toxin on the hook. So, that was another reason she survived. Then when Diane was targeted, by then they had figured out the toxin stuff, and they had an antitoxin thing happening. But Dex Heller happened to stop by the garage, and the hook attacked Diane and the timing was just bad, so he saved her life too. But initially, the PCPD had accused him of being the hook killer, so he saves these two women's lives, and then he's accused. And you know this saying, no good deed goes unpunished, because when the police brought him in for questioning, Sonny stopped by and basically put an end to the questioning, saying, if you haven't arrested him, he's gonna leave. So, that seems like, oh, Sonny's bailed him out. Well, no, because the mobster took him back to his restaurant and they tied him up. I think in the freezer or storage room. And we're basically trying to beat a confession out of him that he was the hook killer. But the thing about him being an MMA fighter and growing up with abuse at the hands of his brothers is that he can take a punch. And so he took the torture while also insisting that he was innocent. And in the end, Josslyn and Michael showed up and got him away from Sonny. But he went back to work for him anyway. Even though Michael was like, this is enough, you need to go. And he's like, no, I'm gonna see this through. So that's why it feels like there is something more personal between Sonny and Dex on General Hospital. And we still have to wonder if there's a shared person in their background, if this vendetta is personal. And the other thing about who is Dex, another answer is that right now he's Josslyn Jax's boyfriend. You may remember that he got shot while working for the mob boss, helping Anna Devane escape custody from Pentonville. And he was shot during the escape attempt, and then Josslyn helped him and he was recuperating in her dorm room. That's when she really started taking notice of how hot he was. And she ended up cheating on Cameron Weber with Dex. Later, she broke up with Cam, but it was quite clear to Cam that she had cheated on him. And there was a whole lot of hurt feelings. And of course, Cam's left town. Now Josslyn is openly dating Dex now because her mom knows and Michael has now found out. Sonny has found out, and everybody isn't pleased about it, but it slides by. So Dex is also Josslyn's boyfriend right now. He is on the payroll of both Michael and his dad. But things have started to change in his perception of Sonny by two recent events. One of which is they recently saved each other's lives. They were at a gunfight. It was in the warehouse. It was actually a sneak attack on them. And Dex first saved Sonny's life. Then, he saved Dex's life on General Hospital, and so he's starting to rethink Sonny in a way, because he risked his life for him. Then just the other day, Christina Corinthos was telling Dex all about the charity that her dad, Sonny, has set up in her name, and it's for like at-risk youth or something. It's some kind of housing initiative. But Dex took a very peculiar and intense interest in that conversation with Christina. She unveiled to him this great thing that her father is doing. He acknowledged the fact she wants to work for the community, and he's also helping outreach youth. So he's finding out more things about the local mafia don. And we have to wonder if he will rethink this vendetta. We also have to wonder if Michael will rethink this vendetta since Willow Tate is making her dying wishes known because she is on her deathbed presently, and she wants him to be on good terms with his dad after she dies. Of course, she has no idea that Michael has been targeting his pop all this time, and she wouldn't be happy if she found out about it. So when you ask, who is Dex Heller? The answer is he is an Army vet. He was an MMA fighter. He is in the employ of Sonny. He's in the employ of Michael. He is working towards sabotaging his boss on behalf of Michael, and he is also Josslyn Jax's new boyfriend. And there's a whole much more story with him, and it'll be exciting to find out if there is in fact more backstory.